In a world where intrigue and propaganda often eclipse truth, the West seems to believe they are dealing cards in a game of poker where everyone else is blindfolded. Guess their latest psychological gambit, attempting to discredit Russia with rumors of desperate weapons buybacks from India and Myanmar. Hello and welcome to a fresh new episode of the Global Game with me, Vedika. Let's begin.
Нам западных элит у нас много друзей.
Hello and welcome to TFIGlobal, the foreign affairs and geopolitical. The war in Ukraine has reached a critical stalemate, with Ukraine planning a severe counteroffensive against Russia, while Russia aims to take control of crucial cities like Odessa. However, amidst this situation, the West continues its habit of undermining Russia's war efforts, both through direct statements and media outlets like the Wall Street Journal and the NYT. Now, a new Psy-Op seems to have originated from Tokyo, with a ridiculous article circulating on Nikkei Asia, shedding light on Russia's alleged restructuring of its defense capabilities. According to Nikkei's report on June 5, Russia is supposedly buying back military equipment previously exported to India and Myanmar. The article suggests that Moscow is repurchasing tank and missile parts to refurbish older weapons for use in Ukraine. As per Nikkei Asia, Uralvagonzavod, Russia's leading tank producer, reportedly re-imported its own products from Myanmar worth $24 million on December 9, 2022, with label of defective pieces or warranty returns. The report insinuates that Russia's military hardware, including tanks, has suffered heavy losses since the start of the invasion of Ukraine. However, when you read fake news, it feels like fake news. This news article is just that. Let's debunk the claims and demonstrate why this is the case. By the end of this video, you will agree the same. First, let's debunk the notion that Russia needs to buy back weapons due to losing ground in the Ukraine conflict. The fact is, Russia has already seized significant territory in Ukraine, debunking the Psy-Op narrative, suggesting weakness or desperation on Russia's part. The portrayal of Russia's need to repurchase weapons merely serves as a smokescreen to distract from the advances in Ukraine. Secondly, the size of the transaction in question raises eyebrows. The alleged import of weaponry worth $24 million is being highlighted to paint Russia as weakened and desperate. However, in the grand scheme of the international arms trade, $24 million is equivalent to loose change. Russian defense exports typically dwarf this figure, making the notion of the Russian military on the brink of collapse far from realistic. The third argument used to support the buyback theory revolves around the supposed need for Russia to modernize its fleet of tanks for deployment in Ukraine. This argument conveniently overlooks Russia's well-documented technological prowess in military hardware. A country that boasts state-of-the-art fifth-generation fighter jets like the Su-57 is unlikely to resort to buying spare parts to upgrade old tanks. This assertion is, quite simply, an exercise in folly. Furthermore, the suggestion that this buyback operation signifies Russia's weakness is a strategic diversion from Russia's real achievements on the battlefield. This narrative fits conveniently with the efforts of the group of 7 leaders who, during the recent summit in Hiroshima, Japan, called on other countries to cease military support for Russia. The reality, however, is that cooperation from countries dependent on Russian-made weapons is highly unlikely. Also, the psychological operation seems to overlook a key fact: the strength and sustainability of Russia's weapons market. It continues to pose a direct challenge to Western manufacturers, and it is unlikely to be depleted or undermined anytime soon. Therefore, despite the West's attempt to conduct psychological operations to discredit Russia, these efforts are in all likelihood bound to fail. To wrap it up, the narrative of the Russian buyback is riddled with gaps and inaccuracies that undermine its credibility. The facts on the ground contradict the image of a weakened Russia scrambling for resources. Instead, what emerges is a picture of a strong and capable nation, demonstrating its resilience and resourcefulness on the battlefield. Despite the West's best efforts to tarnish Russia's image, The evidence suggests that these strategies are far from successful. Rather than a symbol of Russian desperation, the buyback operation may well represent another attempt by the West to shift the narrative away from Russia's tangible achievements on the geopolitical stage.